Đi sâu ngàn vâng, bộ chỉ phi phải ngàn vâng, mà nếu lúc xu mày ta nó, xin phải phun mà ta phá số mà phải nín được đồng, bên mà chạy, yang vợ social mà chủ office, hawa nei office, lo man phá số là ngay na phá số là ngà, quê yang vợ ngàn vâng me phá pena, mà nếu lấy xu mày, cả mỗi sáng rồi phải lưu long này, phải phơi này lo số là ngà vợ pe đấy mà cho anh ngang ngồi phải nó mà cho số này mới là chút.
Nuno yasulile mai lau KVZK News. Ole amatangol vai yasulene Samoa na tuuva ese atuai mo kanata se tasio va alele ale Samoa Airways awale fa atinoina o nisi o ngā luenga e tue fa alele iai vaenga o lea va alele o lo moomia o na whaia. O lea whainga malanga na malolo le Christmas Island o Hilo i le stete o Hawaii ma Santa Maria i le stete o California o na whaawau lea mo kanata o sunga ya Captain Dana Spears ma First Officer Robert Little o lo whaafoina lea whainga malanga o le masino Februari o le tausanga nei sa tu ina tuai ka nata mo ngā luenga whaalelei se tasi foi o maalele al company e se fulu miliona ta la sa whaatupena i lea whaamoemoe ma o lea ngā luenga whaalelei numera lua ua iei nei ua mawhai o na whaataunuina o na ofisoaswani mai la la taupolo fiti le nei tausanga ua ausia i le 10 miliona tā la. Mai lea vai ngā tupe sa fua ina le tasi le miliona tā la i le malo Samoa o no lala tau whai ngā pāanga ma le company valele ale Samoa Air. E lua valele ale Samoa Air lo tau tua ina, fe malanga ina i le vao tutuila u polu ma le moto manua, whaatasi ai maana malanga whaatau po charter flights. Nunu yasolelei mai lau KVZK News. O tātou tala mai Samoa, ua iai nei se polo inga mai lea whiunga i leao o le malo Samoa. Lea whiunga i atui ma lea li whano wa ale toa swala o vi le lua, ma ua saini ai lea so tolisfuru o setema ia o ke topa so lua iwa, o le atapuni ai le tele o au nanga ma fuafuanga ma Sania Samoa, se ia wangana ngā luenga i le tauna motusia a wale tautua ina o lea tunuu, o lea state of emergency a lea tunuu e tatau na whaia, se ia mai au na toi whaalelea tūlanga o le paketi, ma mawhai o na tūlanga le lei tupe whaasoa a le atunuu, ina ia whaatino ma whaangai o iai le whainga malo. Ele o toi pō se lilo i le silafia, le le pasi eino le paketi le masina o me, e na o le 25% na fuafuaina e kawai masina i tolu, Iulai au kuso ma Seitema, ma ua whautua ina i le whainga malo, le iai o le atunuu i lalo o se state of emergency, ina e mawhai na tutongi ina tangata whainga luenga, ma fuafuanga le malo e tautua ina ai le atunuu, e ala i le whaonga ina o se seileni mai le malo. Le sau se taimi e usuai whanutanga le palemene, o na toilo ilo lea o tupe o whaonga ina, i le nei vai tau o iai Samoa. Ma o le aso o mai ai, ma talo le tau, ma le tai, mo Amerika Samoa. O le whaiunga nā o tātou tala le nei afiafi mai lau KVZK TV. Whaaftai lo whaatasi mai. Manuia le nei afiafi, tō wha soifua. Today we remember those who perished during the tsunami 16 years ago. Lawmakers reduced the proposed budget by $7 million. First week of October has been declared as National Disability Employment Awareness Month. Greetings and talo falava, and welcome to your evening news here on Kvzk TV. Today we remember the 16th anniversary of the devastating tsunami that struck our island home and claimed 34 lives. Let this day serve as a reminder of the importance of vigilance, preparedness, and awareness of how to respond when disaster strikes.
Today, Governor Pulali Inikola Pula and Lieutenant Governor Pulu Matala A'au Jr. commemorated the 34 lives lost 16 years ago when devastating tsunami waves reaching heights of up to 72 feet struck our territory. This solemn remembrance honors those who suffered and the families who were forever changed by this natural disaster. In a poignant video message, the governor reflected on how this day, September 29, 2009, will always be etched in our collective memory. He acknowledged the profound impact the tsunami had on our island community, recognizing it as a dark chapter in our history that brought unimaginable grief and loss to many families. Speaking in Samoan, the governor emphasized the historical significance of this tragic day, referring to it as an unfortunate event that has shaped the lives of countless residents. Despite the overwhelming destruction that ensued, he praised the extraordinary resilience of our people, who came together in solidarity, demonstrating strength and unity in the face of adversity. The governor urged that this day of remembrance should inspire our community to remain steadfast and prepare future generations for any potential disasters that may arise. Lieutenant Governor Pulu echoed the sentiments of the governor, reinforcing the importance of maintaining unwavering faith during challenging times. He emphasized the importance of collaboration and unity in improving the lives of our community members. Additionally, he expressed his gratitude to the public for their consistent trust and support for the current administration's ongoing efforts to enhance the well-being of our territory. Last week, the governor proclaimed that the flags of the United States and American Samoa be flown at half-staff today. According to the proclamation, it reads, "Let this day serve as a reminder not only of the loss we endured, but also of the unity, resilience, and extraordinary bravery displayed by so many. During those moments of unimaginable hardship, the strength and courage of our community shone brightly, reminding us of the bonds that make us one people." And I quote, "Let us stand in solemn tribute to their memory and the enduring presence they hold in our hearts," unquote. Joya Tofyangai Mali with your news on KVZK.
The American Samoa government budget for fiscal year 2026 has been approved in final reading at the Senate with a reduction of $7 million.
The American Samoa government's original budget of $815.39 million has been decreased to $807 million, reflecting a reduction of $7 million. This is the version of the House bill that was approved in final reading by the Senate today and will now be sent to the governor for his final endorsement. Lawmakers emphasize that salaries for unconfirmed directors will either be removed from the budget or reduced. Discussions during last week's budget hearings led to realignments in the budget. As a result, the salaries of directors across various state agencies underwent significant cuts. For certain positions, the compensation for agency directors was reduced from $80,000 to $70,000, which is a 12.5% decrease aimed at reallocating financial resources. Meanwhile, the salary for the Director of Medicaid saw a more substantial reduction, dropping from $85,000 to $75,000. Additionally, lawmakers eliminated salaries for directors of several agencies, including the Office of Property Management and the American Samoa Environmental Protection Agency. the budget cuts extended to the special program, reducing various allocations. The Department of Administrative Services subsidy to $215,000, the ceremonial activities fund to $700,000, and former governor's allowances to $144,000. A total of $1.07 million will be reallocated to increase the American Samoa Community College subsidy to $2.5 million, add $300,000 for elections, and increase the Small Village Fund to $162,000. At the same time, other projects' allocations will remain unchanged. Joya Tofengay Mali with your news on KVZK.
The first week of October has been declared as National Disability Employment Awareness Month.
The Office of Vocational Rehabilitation is dedicated to empowering individuals with disabilities by providing the support necessary for them to gain meaningful employment. In line with the proclamation issued by the governor last week, the office will host activities including workshops that will focus on enhancing skills, increasing job readiness, and raising awareness about the value of hiring individuals with disabilities in the workforce.
The American Samoa Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, we're joining the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Disability Employment Policy, and this month is the National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and we do this annually every year, and it takes place, of course, October, and the purpose is to bring attention to disability employment and to celebrate the many and varied contributions of the American workers, or in our case, American Samoan workers who have disabilities, who work in the workforce. And the theme for this month, this year, is celebrating value and talent. So again, it's to bring attention to disability employment and to celebrate the many and varied contribution of, our own people who have disabilities who are employed. This month, or the month of October, that we're going to be celebrating National Disabilities Employment Awareness Month, we have lined up for us, the opening will be our wave that will take place on October 1st, which kicks off the month. And we'll be having it here in front of our office building in Whanga'alu. And then we also have a media week, which is all lined up the following week, where we're going to have our staff going out to different media outlets, KHJ, Samoan Sunrise, also KSBS, KVZ, of course, to get our message out in terms of celebrating Disability Employment Month, and to share and talk about the programs and the services that OVR has to assist those in our community who have disabilities, who are seeking employment or need employment. Yeah, so we're getting the word out that we're here to assist those with disabilities with attaining employment. Aside from that, we also have a employee quality training month. Quality employment training, where we're going to be inviting the public and the private sector employers to come and meet with us and provide a training. So we'll be having employers from both the private and the public sector, and to let them know the advantages they have of employing our clients, which are those with disabilities. And then we have a summit at the end of the month that's going to be the culmination of our celebrations, where we'll be meeting together with the students that have disabilities at the high school level, because they're going to be our prospective clients, when they finish high school, and that they know that we're here to help them look for employment when they finish high school, if they choose to do so. So yeah, those are the things that we'll be having for this whole month. Come and visit the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation. We have programs and service to assist those with disability in seeking employment. A lot of programs, I think our community just doesn't know what those services and programs are. But if you come and see us, visit, we will do our best to assist in attaining that goal for you.
Governor Pulali Inikolapula issued a proclamation stating that in 1945, U.S. Congress designated the first week of October each year as National Employee, the Physically Handicapped Week, to recognize the contributions of individuals with disabilities to America's workforce. In 1962, U.S. Congress broadened this recognition by removing the word physically and renaming it National Employee Handicap Week. Then in 1988, Congress expanded the observance to a whole month and renamed it National Disability Employment Awareness Month. As a result, 2025 will mark the 80th anniversary of this critical national observance. The theme for National Disability Employment Awareness Month 2025 is Celebrating Value and Talent. This theme acknowledges the significant contributions and abilities of American workers with disabilities to our workplaces and economy, while also highlighting their achievements both past and present. This theme is important as we approach America's 250th anniversary in 2026, recognizing how individuals with disabilities have always been and continue to be a vital part of a strong American workforce. Workplaces that welcome the talents of all individuals, including those with disabilities, are crucial for building an inclusive community and fostering the economic growth of American Samoa. Furthermore, American Samoa is committed to ensuring that residents with disabilities have the right to live independently, enjoy self-determination, and be treated equally in the workplace. Individuals with disabilities represent an invaluable and often underutilized resource in the workforce, bringing unique perspectives, talents, and dedication that enhance the territory's economy and enrich our communities. During the historic 80th anniversary, American Samoa joins the rest of the nation in celebrating the achievements and potential of our residents with disabilities and reaffirming our commitment to creating inclusive employment opportunities. Troyeta Fengaimali with your news on KVZK.
In other news, Samoa Airways, one of the two airlines servicing the Samoa routes and Manua, has sent its second aircraft overseas for a complete retrofit as part of the national carrier's fleet modernization program.
Samoa Airways registered aircraft departed from Samoa this week and is currently en route to Canada. The flight will make stops at Christmas Island, Hilo in Hawaii, and Santa Maria. The retrofit of the aircraft will be performed by Unity Aviation Canada following agreements with Canadian firms to provide pilot ferry services and upgrade work. This initiative comes after the successful refurbishment of the airline's first aircraft, which was completed in February. There are now two aircrafts servicing Tutuila, Upolu, and Manua Islands, along with chartered flights. Samoa Airways stated that the first project cost over 10 million tala, or $4.9 million US, and was funded directly by the airline. The financing for the second retrofit also comes from the airline, with potential support from the Unit Trust of Samoa if required. The Chief Executive Officer of Samoa Airways, Fa'uo'o Fatutielu, said this marks another key step in their fleet enhancement program. They remain focused on building a stronger, more efficient airline that meets international standards and reflects the needs of the Samoan people. Upgrading the aircraft ensures they continue providing safe, reliable, and comfortable service for their passengers. Samoa Observer reported that this investment comes as Samoa Airways report improved financial results. Earlier this year, the airline announced a profit of $11 million and declared a $1 million dividend to the government of Samoa in August, marking its first dividend since restructuring efforts began. Special recognition was given to Captain Dana Spears and First Officer Robert Little, who are leading the ferry flight to Canada. This retrofit is part of the broader strategy to modernize Samoa Airways' fleet, improve operational efficiency, and enhance the travel experience for passengers across the Pacific. Troyeta Fiangaimali with your news on KVZK.
In our news from Samoa, Samoa's head of state His Highness Tui Maleali Fano Va'aletoa Swalavi II has issued a proclamation declaring a state of emergency which comes into effect from the 30th of September and ends on the 29th of October.
The proclamation was signed on Friday, September 26, following legal advice from the Office of the Attorney General. The Cabinet made changes to the original proposal regarding the dates. The Cabinet then endorsed this in the FACA 2536 and submitted it to the Head of State for promulgation. The Head of State stated that a grave emergency exists, posing a threat to Samoa's economic stability due to an internal disturbance. This economic emergency has arisen from the lack of lawful authority to issue money from the Treasury Fund, resulting from the failure to pass an appropriation bill for the current financial year. After the budget's failure in May, the caretaker government allocated 25% of the 2024-2025 national budget for its operation. This funding was designated for July, August, and September to cover operational costs, including unpaid salaries and overtime. For several civil servants, the new government proposed an emergency declaration. This emergency measure will allow the release of necessary funds from the Treasury to finance operations in October. The nurses, police officers, emergency responders, and other civil servants have been affected due to their line ministries' lack of funds. Additionally, disability organizations such as Loto Tamafai, Senissa Inclusive Education, and the Deaf Association have also been impacted. Joyetta Fengay Mali'i with your news on KVZK.
Please stay tuned for your weather and tide report coming up next. And that concludes tonight's edition of your KVZK TV News. Thanks for joining us. Tofa Seifua.